Okay, welcome back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Hour every Thursday at 1 p.m. That's right. Make sure you're here getting quality information about what's really relevant to you here in Santa Cruz regarding real estate and finance, credit, all that good stuff. And today we have our expert here today, Chris Ingram with Infinity Wealth Management, sharing his insight and our insight, Don Getling, Gino Fronte, with what's going on with this crazy market, how you can take advantage of it, what you should be doing, shouldn't be doing, and we're going to close out with some great advice. So please make sure you listen because we got some great opportunities for you.
Yeah, I mean, the best opportunity I've ever seen in my mortgage career, and the best you've ever seen, obviously, because they're all-time lows. Just absolutely unbelievable all-time lows, and this is all a result of this flight to safety and the volatility in the markets. It's people have driven down into treasuries, and it's driven down mortgage rates to rates I've never seen before.
And Chris, and you probably haven't seen this much flight to quality. I mean, we're talking, everybody was worried about it going the other direction with the downgrade. How ironic that now everybody is like, wait a minute, I think the U.S. debt is the safest place, and we pushed down U.S. treasuries down lower than we've ever seen it.
Yep, and I think that, that'll probably, until the market turns around, that's going to continue. I mean, U.S. Treasuries are the safest place.
Okay.
Yeah,
so, of course, we're excited. I mean, my goodness, we haven't had interest rates like this to offer our clients ever. I mean, these are ridiculous low, and if you're not taking advantage of it, either with your current home, making sure that you're in the right position, and just give us a call at 855-DG-RADIO. That's 855-DG-RADIO, and ask us to help figure out where you're at and if you could save money with these low rates, or let's get you into a new home at these great rates.
Yeah, and one of the things that's important is, one of the things that may have happened is you may have pre-qualified for $250,000 before a few months ago, maybe when rates were at 5.25%. We're talking about rates at least, so in some cases even 1% lower than that right now. Yeah. And, so then you can go out and buy a significant amount more homes. So if you couldn't find a home at that time, it's probably a really good time to reevaluate purchasing a home in today's market.
Well, let me give an example, Gino, because I want to make sure you understand what you can accomplish right now. I mean, just a little while ago, we're talking just a little over a week ago, if you were to buy a $300,000 house, your interest rate was around 4.75 with an APR 6.13. At 3.5% down, just 3.5% down, your payment was only $21.15. $21.15. That's with everything: principal, interest, tax, insurance, and your net payment, believe it or not, was $12.75. So basically, if you're renting $1,300 or more, you should be buying a house. But wait, it gets better. Now how much?
And there's more.
What's beautiful now, you got rates, let's just give you an example, 3.5% down, 4.25%. We're talking 0.5% lower just in the last week. Now you're looking at APR 5.65. Your payment just went down to $2,028 with a net payment of $1,187. So now if you're paying $1,200 or more, you should be buying a $300,000 house. I mean, we just saved $87 a month just in the last week with these great rates. And you increased your purchasing power by $15,000, meaning that extra bedroom is now attainable. That bigger house, the better location, the better schools, whatever. You have never had more purchasing power than now. I don't want to sound like an infomercial, but it's a fact. It's absolutely fact. And we're excited because we really love helping our clients out right now, helping you out there get into a new home because it's never been better. Never.
It's so true, Don. And the other thing I want to point out is that it's not a competition, but I haven't had much sleep either because I've just been quoting rates and looking at scenarios. I mean, it's just nonstop. It's unbelievable. The opportunity to buy a home is better than it's ever been. Specifically for a first-time home buyer, it's unbelievable. But as we've discussed before, for investment property, I mean, just the cost of ownership is so low that it makes sense almost for anyone that's looking to buy any sort of housing.
Well, what I hate to see is that somebody doesn't take action. Like Chris, you eloquently put that you'll never hit the bottom, right? I mean,
never. Impossible.
Everybody always tries.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens when they felt they hit the bottom? It's usually on its way up, right?
Yeah, it can be most cases.
Or they just miss the boat altogether.
Right. That's
which
worse.
is even worse.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what we want to do is we have a great resource, obviously, in us at Skyline Home Loans, one of the best lenders you can find because it's direct lender. We give you honest advice, and we're great at actually analyzing your scenario and helping you get into a new home or analyzing whether you should be getting into a different loan to save money each month. We have experts like Chris Ingram with Infinity Wealth Management. He gives great advice. So if you're not quite sure what to do with your money, where it should be going, if you're panicking, make sure you reach out, and Chris will take that ulcer from you. There's just great opportunities, aren't there, Gino?
There are, and I just kind of want to go over some real-life examples of what's happened. And, you know, these rates are, you know, sometimes they come, they go, they move. The volatility's been affecting mortgage rates just as much as the stock market, but we did lock in some really amazing scenarios. We were able to lock in a 20-year fixed, and in this particular case, what we did was we didn't raise the payment. There's actually a payment savings, paid off all of their debt, took 7 years off of what's remaining on their mortgage at 3.875%. I mean, that's just an unbelievable rate.
See, if I didn't work with you, Gino, I'd say you're not telling the truth. But I know it's true. I know it's true.
Yeah. So, and then, you know, if you wanted a little longer term money, and you wanted to make sure that your payment remained low, you know, we locked one in at 4.125 yesterday. I mean, those were just unbelievable rates. So, you know, the ones we've gone over today, I mean, you can see everything's in the high 3s and low 4s, and not everything. There's a couple of special programs that are in the mid 4s and higher 4s. So if you're out there with a 4 or 5 and, you know, you're talking to someone, they're not necessarily gouging you. It really depends on what program you're looking for. There's some really low down payment option programs like Fannie Mae Home Path. What a great program. Interest rate's a little higher, but no appraisal. And it's just
no MI,
no mortgage insurance.
No mortgage insurance, right?
Just a fantastic way to get into a home right now, and also helping Fannie Mae clean up their books, which have been under scrutiny this week.
It's good stuff, Gino. And I love that we're giving real stories, because our phones ring off the hook. We don't look as good as Chris Ingram, though. He looks good. You couldn't even tell that he hasn't had sleep. Now, Gino and I, not so much. But we do love that we are getting a lot of calls, so make sure you reach out again, 855-DG-RADIO. That's 855-DG-RADIO. Or you can go to our webpage, www.dgradioshow.com, and make sure you reach out.
Yeah, it's important that people reach out. You know, we're not looking to sell you anything. We just want to give you sound advice, connect you with the right professional. Call us, tell us what your goals are, tell us what you're considering, what your problems, what your challenges are. We'll make sure to connect you with the right professional. You know, the people in our valley that we consider to be the absolute experts, so that we can get them good advice.